Okay, hi. I've got my copy of Home Designer Pro almost open. And I just finished this job recently, so this is a great example. I'm going to open the plan file, and you'll see that I've got some camera icons saved. And they're there because I ordered them to be there. Now, I did this for a Home Designer Pro user, but I created most of the stuff in Cheap Architect Premiere first. And Premiere does these camera icons like this, and it's kind of handy. But that's just double click on that, and you'll see that it opens the way that I put it together. It's a cross section of the house, which shows he wanted some attic storage up there, so I did this. And he also wanted a coppered ceiling here in the master bedroom and so forth. And now this has some things in it that I don't think Pro doesn't do this, not automatically like Premiere does. But anyway, this is an actual saved camera. And you go over here and click on that icon. I'm going to open object. And you'll see that this is the dialog I used to name it. And see, here in Pro, you can't, do what I did in Premiere, but it's done in Premiere, so there it is. Now, another thing about, let me just show you a layout. I'm going to go over here to open layout. And, okay. Here's page one. You have to create a layout file for each printed page. So I've got 21 layout files here. I'm going to open the first one. It's just a plan file. And actually, he created it. I didn't. And I just sent it to a layout file and put a tag on it. And that's it. Let's find something. I've got to save it. Then I go over here to open layout again. This time we'll go down back to the 9th page. And it's elevations. Okay, there's the elevations on the page. I can double click on that and it'll open it again in the saved camera. And where is that? Okay, I think that's the front elevation. So the front elevation would be in this camera icon right here. Now I want these things on. I don't want them to disappear. If I want them to disappear in plan view, I can go over here to display options and scroll down to where it says cameras, labels. This is the camera's label. Let me just turn that off. Cameras, labels. See, the little label disappeared. I'm going to go back to display options. And there's a category called cameras. There it is, cameras. So any saved cameras. Oops. That should go away. Wonder why it's not going away. Okay. I'm a little surprised. But let's, I'll create a new camera. I couldn't, so there's a camera, an isometric camera of the side of the house. I'm going to go Control Tab back to plan, and the icon is still there. That's what I was talking about. When the camera is actively open, there's a little icon there that shows that it's open. Now, this one I'm going to close, not update it. Kind of done with this layout page. And if I close this, you'll see the camera icon disappears. So that's what I was talking about. these I intended for them to stay, and so they stay. And there's some more cross-section type things that I've saved in the plan here. And this is a lot of work, and I don't want to just throw it away, you know, because it served a purpose for it to be there. That's about it. Everything's controlled visually in display or display options. There's one for plan file. You go over here to camera tool. There's a different one for the full camera, the floor camera. There's another display options just for perspective full overview. Another display options that they look all the same, but they're not the same. Dollhouse view has its own display options, and this framing perspective view. Oh my goodness. I didn't use this in the, okay. What happened was he created a bunch of framing, and I didn't do any framing plans, so I never, this is the first time I looked at this, it's kind of goofy looking. But it's not important to the plan, the plans are finished. I never build framing until the absolute last thing, because framing just follows where the roof planes were when they were created, and so I changed this model up, and I never rebuilt framing, and that's what this always goofy looking stuff is about. Get rid of that stuff. It looks stupid. Well, okay, that's not what this video tutorial is about. Point is, you go over here to display options, and this is the display options just for this camera type, which is the framing overview camera. Close that. And tools, display options. Now this is display options just for plan. This is for the plan view, and that's the one I was talking about, turning the cameras on and off. Except for these that I've got permanently on because they're part of my plan annotations. Okay. I can't think of anything else useful. Well, okay. I've got this saved camera here, and I named it in Chief Premiere, but let's just create a new one. Right elevation. There's the right elevation, but there's no text in it, and dimensions and so forth. I open this one, and it's got a bunch of stuff in it that I created in Chief Premiere, still there. Okay, now I'm going to create one more, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Okay, there's the camera. I'm going to go Control Tab on the keyboard, and there's that icon there until I close it. Close this view, and then go right back to Plan. See, now the icon's no longer there. So that's exactly what I was talking about camera icons. Like these perspective views, I saved, and they're actually part of the plan. So I saved them, and I want them. Now I can just go back and double click on that and open the exact same view in that camera. It's handy, it's time saving. Here's one for the great room. So you get the idea. Camera icons have uses, and they can save you time. I can save this exact camera viewpoint. Here's the one that shows the copper ceiling. Okay, I hope this helps straighten out what I was talking about before, and thanks for watching. Hope it helps some people. Thank you.